Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a story time mukbang. And as you can tell from the title of today's video, I am going to be telling you about the story of the time where I had my boyfriend's phone and his ex texted him wanting him back. Okay, but before we get into that, let's get into the food, okay? Because this is, after all, a mukbang. So today's mukbang is Vietnamese crepes, also known as Banh Xeo, and I have the veggies on the side. I have the fish sauce to dip, and I'm ready to dig in. I don't know what possessed me to get this today. I don't usually get crepes when I go to a pho place. I usually get like a rice plate or a vermicelli bowl, but I really like Vietnamese crepes. So let's just get started. This is how I eat it. Well, when I was little, I wouldn't eat the veggies. So I would just literally get this and then dip it in the fish sauce and call it a day. But I'm gonna go ahead and open up the fish sauce first. This is sweet fish sauce, so it's not as pungent and it's not as like salty as the regular fish sauce. Gonna put it in like that, make it spicy. Bye, Lam. He wants to see me like work so bad. So now when I eat it, I take a lettuce and I make a little like lettuce wrap basically. So I grab a little piece. This one has sprouts, shrimp, and pork belly in it. Yeah. I don't know, the edge. Yeah, you can see this one has pork belly in it. So I'm gonna place a little bit in there. Then I'm gonna get the pickled veggies and lay it in there. Get a little cucumber. Okay. And that's a wrap. There you go. Man. Wow. And since the veggies are like huge, or like the lettuce is huge, I just like repeat the same steps. So let me get a few bites in before I get into this story, okay? As you can tell, this is obviously a new setup. The reason why there's a new setup is because I just recently moved. It was a very like unexpected and quick move, just because like I got into an argument with my landlord and I told you guys that she's fucking crazy. So I just made a really like quick decision to just get out of there because I couldn't take it anymore. So I just moved back to my mom's place because I didn't have time to look for a new place in LA. So I just like moved back here to Oxnard, really to save up and then move out like probably by the end of the year. But for right now, this might just have to be like the new setup. And I kind of like it. You guys get to see the food a little bit more. There's just more space. So yeah. Second bite. You guys can see that. Ooh, yum. When it comes to Vietnamese food, everything just works so well together. Everything. Okay. So before I start with this little story time, I just want to make it clear to everyone that this happened in like 8th grade. So it's obviously not Rick. So you can now watch it. So you can now listen to the story without getting your feelings hurt because you might think that it's Rick or something. It's not about Rick. This is from a long time ago. And shall we get into it? Okay. So in 8th grade, we didn't have iPhones, I don't think. I mean, there was iPhone. iPhones are around, but it wasn't like as crazy as it is right now. So he didn't have an iPhone and I didn't have an iPhone. We had like those like flip phones, and so it was very easy to like access each other's phones. But like I'm really not the type to like go through someone's phone. I didn't even look at his phone. The reason why I had his phone in the first place was because he put his phone in my backpack and he went to practice, and then I left early and he didn't tell me that he had his phone in my backpack. So when I was like texting him and calling him, my backpack was ringing. So I was just like, whoa, like what's going on? So then I had to like text his sister to like tell him that like I have his phone so he doesn't think that it's stolen or something. But yeah, so that's how I had his phone. It wasn't like I took it away or anything, you know. So that night I was just like talking to him through his sister's phone. And then when I remember this so freaking clearly, let me take another bite. The shrimp that they put in here, oh my god. Okay, so this happened before I went to bed. I literally was like coming back to my room from my bathroom, and I saw a text. Like his phone was laid out, so I saw a text, like it like lit up, and so I was like, who the fuck is texting him? Because like I knew to text his sister to reach him, but obviously like if it's his friends, like they probably didn't know. So then I peeped the name, and it was like this girl. I think let's call her damn, I have to like be careful with names. I don't know. Let's call her, I was about to say her name. Let's call her, damn it, I can't even say that. It's like I have to think of a name that's like completely different from her. Let's see. Let's call her Joyce, okay? I don't know why. So Joyce was the person that texted my boyfriend at the time, and the name popped up and it said, hey. So I didn't think of anything, like I didn't think about it, like I didn't think of it as anything because Joyce was in the same like friend group as me and that boyfriend. And so we all like really hung out in the same group together. So I thought that it was just like she was just making conversation with him, right? So then I was curious. So I was like, I replied back saying, hey, but obviously not tell her that it's me. So texted her saying, hey, back, pretending that I was my boyfriend. And I said, hey, and then she goes, I miss you, ... And I was like, in my head, I was like, I miss you, like what? Because I didn't know that they had a thing. I didn't know that they were together. Like I had no suspicion of that because they were still in the same friend group. So I didn't think that they were exes, you know? So I was like, you miss him? Why you miss him? So at this point, I was like very interested in having to hear what she has to say. So I said, I said question mark, question mark. And then she goes, I miss us being together. And I was like, this is like 8th grade me, so I didn't know how to deal with situations properly. So like my first reaction was just like so like shook. I was legit like shook because I was like, whoa, like what just happened? Like, did my boyfriend's ex just text him like saying that she misses him? And like, what is going on? This is like too much for me to handle right now. So then I was like, this isn't, I was gonna say his name. Let's call him Dan. Okay. I was like, this isn't Dan, ... This is Tway. And then she was like, it took her like so long to reply back. So she goes, no, let me I totally messed up the story. I have to like remember it. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, so I didn't miss much. The conversation just went like, oh yeah, like I miss you, blah, 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 and then question mark, and then I told her that before I told her that it was me, she was like, and I said, I have a girlfriend, and she's like, I know. And so I was like, wow. So then I was like, well, this isn't Dan. And she was like, what? And I was like, this is Tway. And then she goes, she goes, oh my gosh, don't tell Dan this. As if he's the person that you're supposed to be afraid of right now. Like, she didn't even apologize to me when I said that it was me. The first thing she said to me was, don't tell Dan this. So I was like, wow, don't tell Dan this. Like, damn, don't tell me this. What? So I was very like shook at this point, and I was like, honestly, I'll just talk to you in the morning, right? So in the morning, I got to school early that morning because I was ready to hear what she had to say, right? Sorry, guys. And I hate eating lettuce when it comes to like this white little part right here because I feel like it's just fucking water and there's no flavor. So what's the point? You know? Almost done with my Banh Xeo, or one of them. I think I'm just gonna save the other one for my mom and my little sister for when they come home from school and work, so they have something nice to eat when they're here. You know, make myself useful. Okay, so I got to school early that morning, just like really anticipating that talk with her. And she got there and she just kind of like ignored me at first, but then like I came up to her and I was like, okay, let's talk. She was like, hey. I was like, hey. And then she's like, so let's not tell Dan about this. I was like, damn, bitch, like you can't even say sorry. So I was just like, okay, like I don't think Dan is the problem here. I think you are the problem here. And how you obviously, I told her this. I was like, you obviously knew that we were together. We hung out together in the same fucking group, and you wanted to be disrespectful and text him telling him that you want him back, you know? So like I was just very offended that she actually did that to me, because obviously she's not a fucking friend. Like that is not what friends do. So at the end of it, I was like, that's really fucked up that you did that. Blah, blah, blah. I ended up telling Dan, because why the fuck not? And then let me take this bite and then tell you the outcome of this whole thing. to say hi?
Get food.
Yeah, you want Banh Xeo?
Sure.
Yeah, you can eat it after I do. I'm almost done. Hi guys, this is my sister. Her name is Mai. What are your interests and hobbies?
I don't know.
She really liked to make TikTok, so follow her. So follow her on there. Yeah, that's all she's good at. TikToks. Just kidding. But let me finish this bite. How was school? Good? Mm-hmm. You hungry? I'm gonna eat spring rolls later. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling them, I'm doing a storytime mukbang, and I'm telling the story of the time when this girl, well, my boyfriend's ex, texted him asking him back, and I had his phone. So, yeah. I'm calling them, the girl's name is Joyce, and the boy's name is Dan.
Who's Dan?
Dan is... Do you remember him? Do you remember him?
No.
No?
Who's
But this was like in 8th grade. This is like way back then. This was like before... So a long time ago. Let's just say that. Let's just give him a little shout out, huh?
Are you gonna bleep their names?
Yeah. Okay. So after we talked and everything,
So it's like middle school problems.
yes, this is middle school problems. I just want them to listen to how fucking like how how heartless middle schoolers are, because they just like, I don't know what goes on with their like in their head, but it's just like, I don't know why you thought that it was okay to do that, you know? I don't know.
You should see middle schoolers now.
Why?
Crazy.
Are they worse? Oh,
Yeah, pretty much.
that's crazy. I can't even imagine. But, okay, so after all of that went down, do you guys want to know what the fuck happened? Do you guys want to know?
What happened?
They ended up getting back together! And they hung out in the same friend group, so I was the one that was like, I lost my boyfriend and my friend group. Are you fucking kidding me? So like at that time, I thought that was like the most devastating thing that could have ever happened to me. And I was so heartbroken, not even over the fact that I lost a boyfriend, just over the fact that like, how can you do that? Like, that's not a decent thing to do to another person. You know, like even as a middle schooler, you know what's right and what's wrong. Dumbass kids. Jesus. Let me finish my final bite. This is a good bite. Ready? Reesh.
Bye.
Bye. So good. This is probably the first mukbang where I've done that I didn't feel like stuffed, where I didn't feel like heavy and weighed down, because it's just like so much veggies, you know? But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna save this for my mom and my little sister. I hope you guys enjoyed my middle school story. Yeah, that was just, what a time, you know? If you have any middle school stories, like exciting middle school stories or like high school stories, like leave them down below. I would love to read about it. You guys can find more of me on Instagram and Twitter at Twaydabae, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! God. Sorry, I feel like I have something in my teeth. Bye! Oh, I do have. Oh no, that's my lips. Wow, the quality though. Okay, but my skin.